morning, Admirals. Admiral Tom Mitchell here in the center chair again. Welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. I've made a couple upgrades to my weapons on my USS Lexington. I've installed a Chronoton torpedo launcher Mark 11 rare, and that gives me 3457 kinetic damage, 33% chance, significantly reduce flight speed and turn rate for 11.6 seconds, 20% chance improve recharge time by 2 seconds, minus 2.5% accuracy penalty inflicted from a critical hit with crippling fire, plus 2% critical chance, and plus 20% critical severity, which is pretty good. I've upgraded dual polar beam bank Mark 11 common, and I think I upgraded to graviton deflect. No, it wasn't. It was warp core, field stabilizing warp core Mark 10 uncommon, and I upgraded the shields to resilient shield array Mark 10 rare, which gives me a 5% absorption rate with a 5% bleed through and a 182 shield regeneration every 6 seconds. So let's see how that works out for us. We'll jump into the next mission here.
By now, you've faced the Borg. The Collective is appearing with more frequency in the Alpha Quadrant now, and Defera is facing repeated attacks. We've been able to push them back so far, but we can't do it forever. Not without help. Starfleet has convinced representatives from the Klingon Empire, the Cardassians, and the Deferi to meet on Deep Space Nine. We want you to be there as well.
Welcome to Deep Space Nine. I know you're here for the conference, but Commander Andrews would like to see you in ops as soon as you have time. Enjoy your stay, sir.
Welcome to DS9. I'm Commander Karen Andrews, Captain Carlin's first officer. He asked me to inform you that he's been delayed dealing with an incident in Cargo Bay 3.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to begin the conference until Captain Carlin is available. I wonder, would you be willing to track down the other attendees and inform them of the delay? I can send a junior officer, but I thought this way you'd get the chance to meet the delegates before formal talks begin. Every little bit of connection or information helps in a diplomatic situation.
I'm looking forward to the conference and what your government has to say about the Borg. While I agree the Borg are indeed a threat, I'm not entirely clear as to what you expect the Ditapa Council to do about it. If you will remember, we dismantled our military after the Dominion War and only maintain a small force for planetary defense. Those ships you may have seen were stolen from my government by the True Way. Regrettably, Starfleet has yet to put a stop to their campaign of terror.
Captain Curlin has been unavoidably detained. We will start the conference. We will delay the start of the conference until he is ready.
Being here on Deep Space Nine reminds me of my mentor, Gul Mavek, who was stationed here during the Dominion occupation. During his time here, he came across a peculiar drink, Bajoran distilled Kanar. Apparently, during the Cardassian occupation, the soldiers wanted their favorite libation, but there was not enough Kanar in the shipments from home. So these resourceful young officers conscripted a group of Bajorans, mostly from the religious houses, to distill Kanar for them. The Kanar from Bajor has a different color and flavor from the best Cardassian vintages because of the local ingredients used in its distillation. Nevertheless, many of the officers who drank it developed quite a taste for this Bajoran pleasure. It is impossible to find a similar vintage on Cardassia Prime, and I want to present a bottle to my mentor and friend, Gul Mavek, upon my return to the homeworld. It would mean so much to him, and I would be most grateful to anyone who could assist me in this small task.
Do I look like a bartender to you? Not running around looking for fucking booze for this idiot.
You kept your head in that tricky situation in the Iconia system. Good to have people like you on our side. And I'm glad there's someone else here who's faced the Borg in battle. We have a perspective the rest of these full-time diplomats don't.
Captain Curlin is dealing with a problem in the cargo bays. The start of the conference will be delayed.
I was informed you would be here. Have you come with another friendly reminder from Commander Andrews? Feel free to report back to her and let her know that I haven't eaten the furniture or scared away the Dabo players. Not yet, anyway.
Commander Andrews wanted you to know the start of the conference has been delayed.
That is troubling. My ship is waiting to return to Kronos as soon as these talks are completed. I have no wish to linger here any longer than is necessary.
I'm looking forward to the conference and what your government has to say. If you will remember, we dismantled our military after... Being here on Deep Space Nine reminds me the Kanar from Bajor has a different color and flavor from the best Cardassian vintages because of the local ingredients used in its distillation. Nevertheless, many of the officers who drank it developed quite a taste for this Bajoran pleasure. It is impossible to find a similar vintage on Cardassia Prime, and I want to present a bottle to my mentor and friend, Gul Mavek, upon my return to the homeworld. It would mean so much to him, and I would be most grateful to anyone who could assist me in this small task.
Need something, friend?
May I see the menu?
Need something, friend? Need something, friend? Need something, friend?
Greetings. My name is Sarah, and I speak for the Deferi. Until recently, my people isolated ourselves from the rest of the galaxy in an attempt to remain neutral. We seek balance in all things, and therefore choose not to take sides in conflicts that do not concern us. The Borg, however, threaten everyone. My own world has been scarred by the Collective. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about how we can deal with the Borg when the conference convenes.
Captain Curlin has a situation he must deal with immediately. I'm sorry to tell you the start of the conference has been delayed.
I understand. I must find something to do with my free time. I had been hoping to spend some time in one of the holosuites here. Several people have recommended them, and there is an historical holoprogram, the Matara Nebula, that I have been eager to play. Could you help me gain access to a holosuite? An hour or two would be more than sufficient.
I have other duties. I only want to deliver the message about the conference. I'm not going to go around being people's entertainment director. But if you want to do it, that's fine. Okay, is there another conference attendee in this bar that I should know about? Morn. Doesn't say anything. Morn, I could really use your advice. Morn looks at you for a moment, then returns his attention to his drink. Really? I never thought about it that way. Got any good gossip? Morn rattles the ice in his drink. Want to play a few rounds of Dabble? Where have you been all this time? Morn looks off into the distance, wondering where to begin. He swirls his drink as he prepares his amazing tale. Hours later, Morn picks up his drink, throat incredibly dry. He gives you a knowing nod and returns his attention to the bar. The Borg won't negotiate and they won't stop, Admiral Apollo. We are the only thing that stands between them and the Alpha Quadrant. Nice to see you, Admiral. What is Omega Force? When the Borg reappeared, it became clear that this was a threat that would require a unified response to defeat. The Federation and the Klingon Empire were at war, but their disagreements would become meaningless if the Borg assimilated them both. I knew something had to be done. With the approval of Starfleet Command, I went to the Klingon High Council to request help fighting the Borg. They rejected me, but Chancellor Jimpak had the vision to see that I was not trying to end a war, I was trying to fight a more important one. With Starfleet's Makos and the help of the Honor Guard, we have a chance to stop the Borg before they reach our core worlds. However, we needed a structure to coordinate the campaign against the Collective, one that isn't run by Starfleet or the Klingon Defense Force. Omega Force is that organization. Our only war is against the Collective, the Iconians or anyone else who presents a danger to the Quadrant as a whole. I lead Omega Force. I report directly to the Klingon Chancellor and the President of Federation. We coordinate with Starfleet and the KDF, but are controlled by neither. Together we will save both our empires. What is MACO? Military Assault Command Operations is a group of high-ranking Starfleet officers detached for special tasks to deal with major threats to the Federation. The Borg, the Undine, perhaps the Iconians, only time will tell. From what I understand, the first MACO were used by Earth in the days before the Federation, while they have always been assault troops attached to Starfleet, such as the officers who served with distinction on AR-558 during the Dominion War. For most of the Starfleet's existence, the mission of exploration has taken precedence. Exploration is still Starfleet's primary function. We are here for when that exploration brings us into contact with a challenge that diplomacy cannot answer. What is the Honor Guard? The Honor Guard are high-ranking KDF officers commissioned by the Chancellor to defend the Empire against the most dire of threats. The Borg, the Undine, perhaps the Iconians, only time will tell. Every member of the Honor Guard is a hero of the Empire. These mighty warriors will stand against anything the universe has to offer and be undefeated. I am honored to fight by their side. What is a Special Task Force and how can I join? Special Task Forces are missions for the best of the best. Team challenges that require an entire group to complete. Special Task Forces are some of the most difficult and rewarding missions in Star Trek Online. In them, you will fight the greatest threats to the Alpha Quadrant. You must be level 44 or higher to participate in an STF. To join an STF, access your mission journal. From there, you click the volunteer button on your overview page to access the PvE queues. PvE queues are also available on the bottom of your minimap to the right of the Duty Officers button. Normal STFs are designed for players new to STS or who are playing in a group that may be unfamiliar with the challenges presented by the STS. You can access normal FTS at any time after you reach level 44. When you have reached level 50, you can choose to participate in Elite FTS. The challenges of Elite STS are designed for expert players and groups accustomed to working together as a team. Not everyone can complete an Elite STF. Okay. Hello, Admiral. How can I help you today? I can assist you with registering your task force Omega equipment acquisitions. Undergoing this process will refresh our records and make sure that you are properly credited for your contributions in thwarting the Borg offensive. To register any Omega equipment, simply choose the appropriate item from the following list. The following store interface will remove the existing item from your inventory and replace it with an identical copy. This process can be used to refresh a character's stuck or missing accolades for the purposes of fixing potential costume and costume unlock issues. This will not fix all known issues. No. Don't need to know any of that stuff. Okay. Did I miss one attendee? I talked to this guy already.
You kept your head in that tricky situation in the Iconia system. Good to have people like you on our side. And I'm glad there's someone else here who's faced the Borg in battle. We have a perspective that... I hope the problem's not too serious. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to get some assistance from DS9 to deal with some issues on my ship. We've been on deep space patrols for more than a month, and this is the first chance we've had to get back to a real starbase. My ship needs repairs, and I'm running out of spit and wishes to hold her together.
My crew is at your disposal for any assistance you need.
I appreciate the offer. My crew could really use a few extra hands to get the work done. But if you need your officers to do something else, I understand. I'll talk to Commander Andrews to see if she has anyone who can help.
Captain Sean has duty officer assignments for you. Agree to help him and then check the shipboard tab of your duty officer management screen to perform these assignments. Install new ship components. Okay, let's do that. Review sensor logs. Police crew on leave. Continue.
Sorry to trouble you again, but Captain Curlin is wrapping up the problem in the cargo bay, and we will be able to begin the talks very soon. I've notified the other attendees, but our opening speaker isn't responding to hails. Could you please track him down for me? Admiral Zavglach Trem mentioned wanting someplace quiet. You might try the upper promenade or the temple.
My apologies, both to you and Commander Andrews. It's not often that I get some time to myself these days. Captain Curland offered me the use of his office, but I came here instead for some peace and quiet. Peace. It's in far too short of supply these days. I've been in Starfleet for a long time. I've seen more battles than I care to remember. But this one, there's no reasoning with the Borg. There's no chance for a non-violent solution. I only hope that we can unite before they come for us. No one is safe. Welcome, everyone. I'm so pleased that you all agreed to join us here today. As many of you are all too aware, the Borg attacks are increasing. If they are left unchecked, Starfleet predicts that the entire Alpha Quadrant could fall within 3 years. We all must work together to push these invaders out of our space and protect our homes and families.
I do not agree. My empire will stand, with or without your assistance. The Klingon Empire has never been stronger than it is right now. I dare the Borg to challenge us. Starfleet may cower in fear before a bunch of machines, but we do not.
I'm sure what the esteemed ambassador from the Klingon Empire meant to say is that he hopes we are all so crippled by our efforts to stop the Borg, we will be no match for a battle-hardened Klingon fleet. I do not want to be assimilated, but I don't want to be a servant to the Klingon Empire either.
The Deferi believe that all things must be in balance. We cannot counter the Borg threat if we ourselves are counter to one another. The Deferi do not wish to act against any of you. Therefore, should this meeting not reach a consensus, our best course of action is to not act at all.
Starfleet will do what it must to protect the Federation. However, if you want our assistance, you need to be willing to protect yourselves and contribute to this campaign. The Borg will be stronger if any of your civilizations are assimilated. Starfleet's hard at work developing new technology and tactics. We, at least, will be ready. And if we can't cooperate, I hope you don't suffer. And that we develop new weapons in time.
This is getting us nowhere. We came together in the spirit of cooperation. We need to find common ground. Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Ambassador Stas, the Klingon Empire would be foolish to ignore this fight.
Be careful. You are dangerously close to insulting the honor of the Klingon Empire.
Without your help, every civilization represented here could fall to the Borg. That would make the Borg even more stronger.
Ha! Starfleet won't survive without our assistance. It is good, then, that we see the merit in fighting at your side in this instance. It would not be honorable for us to reserve our strength while others go out to fight. That is a trick worthy of a Romulan.
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Cardassia will be weakened if your government does not participate in this accord.
Cardassia Prime is still rebuilding from the Dominion War. We have achieved a great deal in the past decades, but there is still much more to do. The continued threat of the true way makes progress difficult. It would be best if we reserve our limited resources. I will not weaken my world to defeat the Borg, only to become the victim of another power already here in the Alpha Quadrant.
A potential war after the Borg are dealt with isn't important now. What you should be thinking about is how to survive the collective attacks.
You may think Cardassia is weak. You are wrong. We will not lose the advances we have fought and bled for, simply to become pawns of the powers of the Alpha Quadrant. Cardassians are not strangers to sacrifice, but we do not take any sacrifice lightly. And I see no need now to sacrifice for a cause that is not ours.
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Only preserved with the help of the Deferi.
Maintaining balance with all things must be our primary concern.
This isn't about balance, this is about stopping the Borg before they assimilate our world.
My world is one of those at risk, but I cannot reject balance, even to save my home and people. The universe uses conflict to restore the balance when we move too far out of equilibrium. The Borg advance, as painful as it may be, is simply another adjustment.
Demands it?
Balance comes in many forms. It may be our time to depart this universe and make way for others, as others have done before. If it is, so be it. We will protect what we can of our culture and knowledge for those who come after, as the Preservers did for us.
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Cannot afford to give the Borg a foothold in the Alpha.
Starfleet will do everything we can to protect the Federation and its allies. However, there are too many drains on our resources and a limited number of ships and officers. It may be simply unfeasible for us to sign on to be the protector of the entire Alpha Quadrant. Besides, we need to consider the Prime Directive. There are limits to what we can do.
I thought mutual protection was one of the tenets on which the Federation was founded.
Under dire circumstances, Starfleet may be forced to pull back from protecting all life to a position where we can defend only the core worlds. I hope it doesn't come to that. If it does, however, the needs of the many must outweigh the needs of the few.
See, what's the choice here? If you leave any world outside Starfleet's bubble of protection, you'll only be encouraging open revolt and chaos. You can't deal with that and the Borg too. Mission completion. The Borg are a bigger threat than any one of us can handle on our own. We need to work together.
Starfleet recognizes the Borg threaten all life in the Alpha Quadrant. We've lost too much already. We cannot lose any more. Eventually, we'll all need to put our differences aside and unite in opposition to the Borg or anyone else who sows chaos and destruction. We'll put an end to this together.
Let's take a quick recess to cool off. That's funny. I don't remember anyone being scheduled to fly through the wormhole today.
There's something coming out of the wormhole. Captain! It's a Dominion fleet! They're charging weapons! Red alert!
Jem'Hadar boarding the station. Get the delegates out of here.
We have to get out of here!
It is time to leave.
Evac Protocol Alpha. Andrews, get everyone to shuttles. Prep the Defiant for launch. Blast it! The Jem'Hadar have cut off access to ops. Karen, you'll need to coordinate the evacuation. We'll get the delegates to the docking ring, and then I'll try to join you in ops.
Give me that phaser rifle. I'll provide covering fire.
Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power. damage detected. Enemy target on sensors. Personal shield losing power.
Captain, we need you back on the ship. We'll hold position here as long as we can, but the Jem'Hadar fleet is approaching the station.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Warning, ship is under attack. Hull integrity below 75%.
Captain Curland! Good to know that you and the delegates are safe. Jem'Hadar have stormed the station and we're losing critical areas. The Defiant has launched and I've evacuated everyone possible, but a few of us stayed to...
Andrews? Andrews! Someone, answer me! What's going on?
Captain, my name is Loris, and I represent the Dominion. This station, and all remaining souls on it, are now under our control.
Captain, there's nothing more we can do but see our guests to safety. I've been in contact with Starfleet, and they would like us to report to Bajor. Planning for a counter-offensive is underway, but for today, the station belongs to the Jem'Hadar. It is our duty to ensure that Bajor does not fall as well. We will regroup, recover, and retake what is ours. The fleet is retreating to Bajor space to protect the planet in case the Jem'Hadar decide to push their advantage. Captain Curlin is in contact with Starfleet Command, and we will be routing all available ships to this region. We defeated them once, we can do it again. Alright, what do we... Let's go with the Jem'Hadar Polaron Full Auto Rifle Mark 11 Rare. It's part of a set, Jem'Hadar Armored Shroud. Okay. We need to counterattack and retake DS9.
Of course we do. However, that is not a simple matter. Starfleet is routing all available ships here, and the Federation Council is contacting the Klingon Chancellor as well. We are also sending messages to the Gamma Quadrant in an attempt to open a dialogue with the Dominion. But we are fighting a war on multiple fronts. We have to consider the Borg, the Undine, and the Romulans, as well as the Klingons. It will take time to marshal our resources and plan a counterattack. You and your ship will be part of that plan. Until we are prepared, though, we need to do whatever we can to contain the Jem'Hadar fleet at DS9 and protect Bajor. Losing DS9 is bad enough. Losing a Federation world would be unthinkable.
Okay, well that's the end of that, and the next mission will be of Bajor. Until then, have a good night. We'll meet back here at 0600 hours.